We are back at it again. The New York Giants versus the LA Rams. Week 17. The New York Giants are mathematically out of the playoff picture. Finally, we've been holding on to hope for a little bit. Well, some people been holding on for hope for a little bit, but that hope is now completely dead and gone mathematically. We're out. The only thing that we can do is play that role of spoiler if you have certain intentions. Like for me, I want the New York Giants to win every time they hit the field. That's just my expectations. That's how I am as a fan. That's what I root for. I root for wins. No matter what, I root for wins. Obviously, there's some, draft status and where you're lining up as far as positioning, where these games, people want to lose in order to keep that draft position. But I'm looking at the two teams that were playing. It's the LA Rams, and then after that we have the Philadelphia Eagles. And to me, yes, you want the best draft positioning at this point, especially when you're out of the race, when you're out of the hunt. LA Rams, that's one thing, but I'll tell you this. Philadelphia Eagles, after that last game, I still want to beat the Philadelphia Eagles on week 18. And it looks like they won't be able to rest their starters either, because that race for the number one spot in the NFC is deadlocked still. So these guys are going to be playing. They're going to have something to play for in week 18, and I just love it. So the New York Giants versus the LA Rams, right? So there was a little bit of controversy at the end of the game, or yesterday at the podium. Brian Dable was talking about he didn't know who was going to start the game. And to me, I think it's going to be Tyrod Taylor. And it's funny, too, because while I'm shooting this video, literally just went across the screen, Tyrod Taylor is named the starter for the LA Rams. Now, I was watching a video from Talking Giants, and Bobby Skinner made a great point. He was saying that if you are truly trying to develop Tommy DeVito, or if you care about Tommy DeVito, you would not have pulled him, in that first half for a spark. And if you are really trying to develop Tommy DeVito, then he will be the starter moving forward for the next two games. And as I can see just now, as far as it went across the screen, the New York Giants are, the New York Giants are going with Tyrod Taylor against the Rams. Here's the thing. It is what it is. Like I said, for me, a few weeks back, I'm like, you see what you have with Tommy DeVito, because Tyrod Taylor is coming off of an expiring contract. They're going into an expiring contract. There's no money on the books for Tyrod Taylor. You do have Tommy DeVito signed for the 2024 season, and, you should see what you can get. But now you're talking about possibly, if they're really thinking about maybe bringing back Tyrod Taylor. And again, when you are re-signing Tyrod Taylor, you're taking money away from the free agency market. Again, what you're paying Tyrod Taylor can get you a guard and something else, a quality guard or a solid veteran guard that could possibly come in here and bolster this offensive line. But we'll see what happens with that. So I'm not surprised by the decision at all as far as Tyrod Taylor taking the start. We saw it in the game when in that second half. We were able to move the ball a little bit. We had the nice big play by Darius Slayton, a lot of yak on that too. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping whoever can get Jalen Hyatt his first touchdown of the season, please, by all means, get that guy back there. And if you feel like Tyrod Taylor is going to make or give you the best chance to win these games, then you already know what it is too. And I should say that the Tommy DeVito ride was fun, but again, if you watch my videos, you already know it had run its course, and I believe now it has run its course because he is no longer the starter for the New York Giants. So let's talk about this game a little bit. The Rams got a lot to play for. They're still in the hunt. They're still trying to lock down that wild card spot. They have everything to play for. And if you look at the last two games, or actually the whole season, Matthew Stafford has been spectacular. He's been spectacular. He's looking like the old Matthew Stafford. Last year he was hurt. This year he came back. Those guys is playing. He's making some fantastic throws, and he's proven the point that he still has a lot left in the tank. In that trade, not only was it just the one Super Bowl they got off the trade, like I said, they are a tough team right now to face. And if they get into the playoff picture, which I believe they will, right now I believe they have the 6th spot. Seattle has the 7th spot. a lot of these teams are not going to want to see the Rams, especially coming off of 2 games already. They got a 2-game winning streak right now. They play us, and I believe they play the 49ers after us. So, yeah, they're going to be looking to, they have something to prove. They're coming here to win, and we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, solid play. They got possibly the offensive rookie of the year with Puka Nacua in there. He's doing some fantastic things as a wide receiver. And yeah, and it's funny too because a lot of people, I forgot where I don't know if it was the 3rd or the 4th round they got Puka, but pre-draft, he was, and when I did a lot of my mocks, I had him, as a possible guy that you can pick up a little bit later, 4th round, 5th round, stuff like that. And yeah, I think it was the 3rd or the 4th round he went. Somebody put that in the comments down below, or maybe I'll edit it in there, when I go to edit this video before I put it out. But yeah, man, what do you guys think about this Giants versus Rams game? Now, last week going into the Philadelphia game, I wasn't really confident. Then, a few days getting into it, I'm like, you know what? It's always going to be root for the New York Giants. It's always going to be F Philly. That's how I feel all the time. Again, I hate Philly more than any other team. But if the New York Giants were able to play with the Philadelphia Eagles, even though that's not the same Philadelphia Eagles team, the New York Giants should be able to play with the Los Angeles Rams. I think it's absolutely possible. Now, I do think that the Rams just have that much more firepower as far as offensively that they might be able to put up some points. But again, the way Wink Martindale is playing, when he's playing that man-to-man coverage, you see that good things happen. As long as we're not sitting back in that zone and not getting any pressure, and we stick to that man, I think that we can fare well. We can fare well against the Los Angeles Rams. Defensively for the Rams, again, they didn't have the best season starting off. They still have Aaron Donald out there, even though he's not looking like the same dominant player. At the end of the day, it's still Aaron Donald. And you're like, yeah, they have some pieces there. Again, they're playing well, they're playing hard, they're playing for each other. And again, when a team is like that and you got the offensive, the possibility to be explosive on the offensive side with the weapons that they have, they're always going to be a tough team to beat. But again, for us, the New York Giants, depending on what's going to happen with people that are playing and not playing, I'm assuming they're going to keep Dexter Lawrence on the pitch count. I haven't seen the injury report yet for today. It should come out today. Today is Wednesday. It just depends on who's playing tonight. Is Deonte Banks going to be able to play? To continue on his strong rookie year. Is Kayvon Thibodeau going to get right back into where he was before? We had a couple of quiet games with Kayvon Thibodeau. We need Kayvon Thibodeau to show up in this game against the Rams. Azeez Ojulari made some plays last week, where you're like, okay, that's the Azeez I'm used to seeing, but it wasn't consistent. So, I think Azeez Ojulari moved into one of those depth pieces. He's not going to be a starter or he shouldn't be a starter next year, opposite of Kayvon Thibodeau. But yeah, we saw some flashes. From him. One thing I will say is, like, the past couple of weeks, A'Shawn Robinson has been playing very, very well. And I think that you're gonna want to bring this guy back, even with the emergence of Jordan Riley, which, again, I'm a big Jordan Riley fan. I don't understand how he was a healthy scratch all these weeks, because you see, even with that play against Jason Kelce, the best center in the league, he was able to shed Jason Kelce and make the play. Jordan Riley is possibly a gem, and we don't even know it yet, or a lot of people don't even know it yet. I've been talking about this guy all year, more being upset about why he's not getting a jersey on Sundays, or on game day, I should say. But we're seeing it now, especially with Dex on the pitch count, especially with the loss of Leonard Williams, or the trade of Leonard Williams. You're seeing more and more Jordan Riley. And I think that Jordan Riley could push to be an actual, full rotation on that offensive line, not just sparingly used in the season. But I think that Jordan Riley, if he continues to improve, he can surprise a lot of people. And who knows, because we still got a couple years with Nacho. A'Shawn Robinson only has a 1-year deal. I believe we try to bring him back, but Jordan Riley could particularly, crack this starting lineup, in 2024. But back to this game. You get me? I'm moving too far ahead of myself. For me, I think the New York Giants play a tough game against the Rams. I do think we have a better chance of beating the Rams than we had a chance of beating the Philadelphia Eagles. So now that's going into the Philadelphia game. Again, once we played that game in Philadelphia, I believe we should have won that game. There was a couple calls. I don't want to blame it all on the refs. There were some opportunities that we missed. I believe that Darren Waller should have had 2 touchdowns in that game, and then it's an entirely different game at the end of the day if that happens. But I think we have a chance to beat the LA Rams. Do I think we do it? Not that confident, but with our back against the wall, something to prove, we get the spark from Tyrod Taylor starting now. That news just dropped. I think that the New York Giants have a chance to beat the Los Angeles Rams this week. And that's going to be my video. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about some of the comments I made on Jordan Riley and then the switch from Tyrod Taylor, or the switch back to Tyrod Taylor. Let me know what you think about the A'Shawn Robinson stuff too. Would you bring back A'Shawn Robinson? And hopefully I haven't seen an injury report these guys play this week, especially Deonte Banks. But again, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.